do have hip-hop royalty in the building on the Morning Rush. This morning we have Mageez in the house, Voltz JT. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Rush, my guy.
Thank you.
So this is
It's also trouble.
Can you talking about Mageez? You know what it is with Mageez?
Mageez is a personality, sort of. Mageez is staying true to yourself. So, for example, I get a lot of pressure, especially in the hip-hop scene, to act a certain way, to behave a certain way, just because in the mono hip-hop and to the gangster, chichi. But then I don't do that, and that's Mageez.
So Mageez, if I'm getting you correctly, is keeping it real.
Yeah, staying true to yourself, being yourself.
In the context of Voltz JT, who is Mageez? Like, if you say obviously maybe there's pressure to act a certain way or be a certain way, but who is the authentic Voltz JT?
The authentic Voltz JT is Nkoslat Sibia. You understand?
Yeah.
He's not allowing Voltz JT to dominate what Nkoslat Sibia does. So I'm still Nkoslat Sibia, but then Voltz JT. So I don't allow the two to be too different.
All right, so what would you say is the difference between Nkoselati and Voltz? Obviously, Voltz is the artist, the musician. Yeah.
The difference is, well, the musician is talented, obviously, and is supposed to act a certain way professionally. But then Nkoselati Sibia is vulnerable, is sometimes afraid, sometimes doubtful. So I, integrate is also into being myself, not to pretend. Can I be an artist, then you have to be straightforward, you have to be gangster, you have to be G. I'm all of that in one. So I'm able to process everything, yeah.
Speaking about that whole concept of Mageez and who you are as Nkoselati and the artist Voltz JT, how much of your music is influenced by the individual, the person? Are you an artist who likes to write a lot about your experiences, or you're an observer? You look at other people's scenarios and situations and go like, you know what, that's inspiration, I can turn that into music.
If I am to quantify it, I'd say 90% of my music is about me. 90% of the emotions I bring out on my songs, be it anger, be it frustration, be it joy, it's about life young winning. And then maybe 10% is about things I observe and other people's stories. Yeah.
Oh, so I know this is a big week for you, and I think we even go further and say this is a big week for hip-hop. You've got, not even hip-hop, I would say for music in Zimbabwe, because you've got a new album coming out. What's the name of the album? What are the themes? What are the things that fans can expect from Voltz JT and this new album?
It's called N.O.P Makoni, to be released 27 August. N.O.P Makoni is an area in Chitungwiza where I come from.
Yep.
Yeah, so N.O.P Makoni signifies me going back there and appreciating myself from where I am. So, for example, I'm sitting near Voltz JT, but then mentally, I'm N.O.P Makoni. So I'm watching myself from a place I was not Voltz JT yet. I was still struggling with Ndiwe Panapa. So it's a way of counting my blessings. God has blessed me with Ndiwe Panapa. So
you're basically going back to your roots.
Yeah.
And in terms of the impact that N.O.P Makoni has had on you as a person, as an artist, what are some of the songs that we can look forward to on the album that you say, you know what, these really personify what I was trying to achieve with this album?
I would say track number 1. It's called Inebasare, featuring Baga. It's about me expressing the frustration of, this hustling business. Which is it even worth it? Because N.O.P Makoni, that's what I was always thinking about.
You were dreaming, you were aspirational.
To those that are artists and to those that are married, but then once then I'm struggling to understand, is this worth it? Because sometimes they forget to be happy and they think marry. And a lot of people are trapped into that cycle. You work to one marry to happy, but then you find I was happy when I to N.O.P Makoni, and I'm still happy in Panapa, and I should be happy even through all the struggle.
Right. So working through this album, who are some of the producers that you worked with, some of the people that you collaborated? Because I know you've been very diverse in terms of your collaborations. Can we expect the same on this album, since it's so personal, or it's more just Voltz JT?
Well, on the contrary, their album is, this is the most diversified album panyaya ma-features, and people would expect kuti ndakaita ma-features nevanhu veNOP kwacho, but no, ndakatsvaga vanhu bring out the message, because like I said, it's not an album about my life and the experience through N.O.P. It's not an album about maybe praising to N.O.P. Koraiba. It's an album about symbolism, which symbolize a place in N.O.P. in my mind, but I'm still here. So it's not about N.O.P., it's about me going back there. So it's about the message. And my features and the guys say more, they are the ones when they forgot to go.
They can help you articulate that.
So there's Baga, there's Nyasha David, there's Atenda Chings, there's Pop 10, there's Socials.
And as an artist, when you collaborate with different musicians, because you did say, you wanted them to help you articulate what you were trying to do with the album. What are some of the things that you look at and say, you know what, I want to work with Nyasha David or Baga because of A, B, C, D?
What I look at is the type of song, the type of emotion to be projected. Saka, if it's a love song, my vocals are wavy, are piercing, then I would look for those Nyasha Davids and K-Chaps. And then if I'm looking for, a powerful vocal, a noise, then I'm going for an Socials. If I'm looking for a hip-hop singer, that's not a vocalist, but a singer with trap, then I go for Baga, because my qualities is under tower I want kwanza kumaunza inini, because inini I'm a rapper and the strength yangu yakasiyana ni vanhu vese wao.
We did speak about, at the top of the show, Mageez and the authenticity behind that. But part of the culture of hip-hop has always been about rivalry, about battling, and even diss tracks. You've been involved in your own. Is this something that's also prevalent in this album, or
No, it is not necessarily targeted at anyone. But then frustration and anger is also part of me as much as joy is. So at some point I'm going to express those emotions in album, and people tend to target it at what I would call my public enemies. But when I say this, I'm talking about this one, but then sometimes it's not the case. In raw music.
Do you feel misunderstood when that happens? When you come out as an artist and you're just speaking to your frustrations, your anger, and then people say, no, Arwataka, Holy, or Baga, or any of your contemporaries in the industry?
Well, yeah, I feel misunderstood sometimes, but then it's not important, because I'm making music for millions of people, and every individual has their way of interpreting. And once an artist puts out art, it's no longer his art, it's the people's art. So they can interpret it however they like, and it's entitled to control the narrative art and it put out.
All right, you talked about people who listen to your music and how they interpret the art and the millions. Hip-hop, especially with your generation, I think it's enjoying a bit of a renaissance in terms of, the appeal, not only amongst you guys, your generation, but even amongst the older generation. What has it been like, you obviously coming from N.O.P Makoni, having these dreams and then being able to see your dreams play out and people genuinely approach, not just people who like hip-hop, but even when I was homes, hip-hop, when they appreciate your music, what does that do for Nkosilati?
I feel accomplished, especially in Chitaura as part of the hip-hop community as a whole. The new age, the old age. I feel like as hip-hop, we finally figured it out. Because that took away in the years when 2010, apana munaimboda kunzwa hip hop those days. Pachi pangorizwa my drums hip hop my salad to send now. So it feels like Jaka align at a time when I'm putting in the work, and then hip hop achayo bayatanga kutongo accept.
So it was aligned.
Yeah, it came together. So toti dai ndakawa skill set yangu kudara, I would be frustrated kuti ndikugona but and I'm sure there's a lot of hip hop artists vaitogona kudara. But then I want to go on attention like I took one nationwide.
All right, so obviously album comes out this week, tomorrow, right? It's the 27th. Any videos lined up that you'll be dropping this week as well?
No, this week we'll be focusing on the album as a whole.
Yeah.
And then we'll drop my videos later.
Saka maybe tongo kuti chikovhara ngongoti paka ka sample kuti what just to buzz nyana bijana don't to take excitement.
All right.
I think I go in the trago ba fans ku camera.
So there's this song I did with Celsius. It's called Ngairiri. Ndimirire pa-servers, mota makazara nemamoko anofarira ma-nice things, itokoka nema-neighbors, kwatobaya kudedzwe anonzwa inzwa inini.
All right. So N.O.P Makoni, the album coming out. Where can people find you on social media, and where can they get the album?
Voltz JT everywhere. Voltz JT YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. It's everywhere. And then so Tuesday, 27 August, the album will be available. Kwese, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube.
All right, cool.
Konapo, ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.